Hello and welcome to Nature and Environment. And today we're going to talk about the personal safety of swimming pools. This video will be an extended version of the previous video on the swimming pools. Before I touch on the matters of the day, I'll be looking at a few highlights that took place in the previous video. In the previous video, I touched on the main features of swimming pool, the treatment processes, maintenance, testing, and I also made a few recommendations. Now, in this video, we're going to break down the personal safety of swimming pool into 5 major components. One, we'll be looking at the pool safety rules. 2, we'll be looking at signage. 3, we'll be looking at access to pool. 4, we'll be looking at the recreational equipment. And 5th, we'll be looking at the pool usage itself. So this is a standard swimming pool that you can see around. Now, if you see the environment of the swimming pool, you can see all the facilities are readily in place. We have the diving board, we have the platform, and then we have the twisted, the sliding boards, and then you can see all around. We have all the features intact, and this is a modern standard of our swimming pool. Now, let's look at the pool safety rules. Now, in any attempt to convert a swimming pool into a private or a commercial outlet, it is very important to understand the building codes, the standards, and the regulation applying to swimming pool. And this is basically related to the country, the province, or the state in which you find yourself. To avoid injuries, damages to swimming pools, equipment, they need to design rules for safe use of the swimming pool. These rules must be documented and posted in an area that is conspicuous. In designing these rules, it is important that the language being used will be concise, readable, and understandable. While formulating these rules, we need to take a look at some of this content. Walk, do not run. Jump, do not dive. Swim with a buddy or friend. Do not get involved in cosplay, among others. Now let's look at the aspect of signage. What do we mean by signage? Here we are interested in talking about some of the things, some of the graphics, some of the lighting system that are all in place to help in managing a safe swimming pool area. So it is the responsibility of a pool owner to inform swimmers about the safe use of our swimming pool, warn them against any potential hazard, and also make options available for them in handling this hazard. Sign is an important feature in depicting some of these messages because it is catchy. Beside that one, it also removes the language barrier, and people would appreciate through pictures and all that. In designing the signage, it should be placed in vantage points. Also, we can look at other demarcations that are found in the pool environment. We can look at the depth markings. Usually, they are being marked at the walls of the swimming pool above the surface of the water. They may also be marked on the deck of the swimming pool. And the rationale is to give you the gradient of what the swimming pool, or the gradient, the sloping pattern of the swimming pool. So you know exactly where to dive and where not to dive. We usually also have coloring, which is also another way of giving you an idea about where you are and how to behave within a particular time. So as you can see over here, we have black, we have red, we have blue, and all that. Then also lighting is also another way of communicating the signal. Usually at the beginning of the swimming pool, over there, you realize that the light is very dim. But as you're moving towards the end of the swimming pool, you may see that the light will be very brightened. And at this point, it gives you an indication that you are heading towards a danger, or you are heading towards the wall. Now, let's look at access to the pool. It is very important to put in place a system to control access to swimming pools. Yes, why do we have to do this? We have to do this in order to prevent any eventualities. Now, using a single approach to deny people access to the swimming pool area is not enough. Layers of protection or multiple strategies are required to deny a case access to the pool area. And this can be done in so many ways. We can use the double barriers, or we can say fence, or we can say fence and an alarm system. What do I mean by double barrier? Double barrier means that we may have a fence to protect, to create a privacy, and also we may also have an inner fence for the protection or for the covering of the swimming pool. So in this way, if somebody wants to make an entry into the swimming pool, what will happen is that the person will have to go through a number of gates, 2 gates, before getting access to the swimming pool. Another way of doing this thing is that we can have one fencing in place and also install an alarm system to the gate. So what happens is, as you go through the gate, the alarm will beep and everybody will be aware that somebody has make an entry into the pool area. Now let's look at recreational equipment. As we all know how kids are, they are very adventurous and they try to play with equipment their own way, and they may even go beyond that of the manufacturer's guide. Therefore, as a pool owner, it is very important to establish rules for safe use of recreational equipment such as inflatables, diving board, diving slides, diving platforms, among others. In designing these recreational equipment rules, there is the need to consider age and height. This will prevent abuse of the use of the equipment and also ensure incident-free environment. Furthermore, in using this recreational equipment, there's the need to ensure parental supervision. Beside all, case involved or swimmers should be monitored by a trained swimming pool assistant. Lastly, I want to touch on the pool usage. What do we mean by pool usage? Like I said, swimming pool is an amazing body of water, and it is one of the healthiest ways of exercising the body. But if you are not careful, your first visit could also be your last visit. What do I mean by this? If you find yourself in the swimming pool area, you see people diving from maybe 12 feet, 10 meters and all that. That is not the point for you to demonstrate your skills as well, because you may end up breaking your neck. And you see them doing this thing. Swimming pool diving involves the idea of art and science, but you may not have that lesson, and therefore you should not engage in such display unless you have gotten swimming pool lessons. Diving injuries are a leading aquatic injuries, and over 90% of aquatic spinal injuries are associated with diving at a depth below 1.8 meters. It is recommended that diving is usually done at a depth of not less than 2.5 meters. And if you engage yourself or you get into this kind of swimming practices, then you're going to do all safe. Also, pool environment should also limit the number of bathers at a time. And the idea is to avoid overcrowding and also reduce the rate of pollution, and in the long run ensure incident-free environment. Lastly, before you get into the swimming pool, you need to have a cleansing shower. And also, people with communicable disease, cuts, open wounds are not allowed in the swimming pool. In conclusion, to get the maximum optimal aquatic experience, there is the need to follow through with the swimming pool safety guidelines. Special thanks go to the management of Aquarena, Memorial University of Newfoundland. Thank you. Like my page, subscribe, follow, and share. Thank you.